2022 was a great year for movies. It was the year that I felt like movies came back, and it made me feel good about the future of the medium. Between family, groups of friends, and co-workers, the movies that captured our attention, the movies we wanted to talk about, weren't the corporate, franchise-led products that have been dominating the conversation for the past decade. Not to say that they were bad, you'll see from the list, but what captured people's imagination and passion this year was originality, innovative, provocative, and films full of talent and passion. I saw Top Gun Maverick 4 times in the theater, each time with a different group of people who all loved it. My one friend saw Avatar 2 9 times.
Oh my God!
I went with a group of friends to see The Whale, an independent drama that took place in one room. Hell, the reason I finally got around to seeing Tar was because of a coworker demanding I see it. Tar? Who the fuck knows about Tar except for lamos like me? So by the end of the year, I felt optimistic about the film industry. Also because there was a bunch of dope movies from this past year. In my opinion, 32 to be exact. 32. Jesus. Kimmy is great. It hit all the notes it needed to. It was tightly made, well constructed, and didn't try to be anything more than it was, which was a damn good thriller. Going in, I thought this would be a How to Train Your Dragon ripoff, which it is, but it's good. The animation is beautiful and well choreographed. The creativity in the monsters themselves are quite cool, and the main conflict being centered around rhetoric created by people in power to control those below them to do what they want is surprisingly mature. Some of the best movies are those that get better as they go along, and that is exactly what Prey does. The final act in this film is awesome and leaves you on such a high that you want to go back and watch it again. Plus a tomahawk attached to a rope, that's an instant win right there. I think I just have a bias for murder mysteries, but you know what? Yeah, I do have a bias. Is this film too meta sometimes? Yes. Did I care about that by the end? No. Did I love how unique, witty, and surprisingly endearing it was? Absolutely. See how The Run got seriously overlooked this year. And if you're a fan of the mystery genre like myself, then you owe it to yourself to watch this. Intergalactic was clearly meant to be a series before it got cut down, but Kid Cudi's vision still remains intact in this animated rom-com that leaves you emotionally attached to these characters and relationship. Also, did you hear what I just said? It's an animated rom-com. When do we ever get that? I've been a fan of Andrew Callahan and his work on Channel 5 for years now. So when I saw this documentary was coming out on Crave, it was an instant watch. The film still contains the energy and style of his videos, which is what makes his journalism so unique among his peers. There were some moments in particular where my jaw was on the floor for some of the revelations you found out in the documentary. If you're looking for a distinct voice in documentary storytelling and an inside look, albeit a broad look, at the insurrection and rise of the alt-right in America, this film is for you. It's kind of funny how much hate I got for liking Turning Red. You people realize that you can have empathy for a situation despite it not happening directly to you, right? No, I've never turned into a panda, or have I had a period, but I have gone through puberty, and I have had my parents do embarrassing things, so I can relate to what May is going through. Also, the whole panda thing was a metaphor, or did you just not get that? Time will be kind to this film because it's beautifully animated, emotionally resonant, and funny as hell.
We like ice cream like every child should.
Yep, Multiverse of Madness is on the list. Suck it, nerds. And it's all because of Sam Raimi. His style overtakes this film for its benefit, creating a roller coaster ride of horror, twisted humor, off-the-wall camera work and editing, and action sequences that rival some of the MCU's best. This is the type of blockbuster I wish we got more of. Fully auteur driven to the point where all I care about is seeing what crazy things Sam Raimi will show me next. Also helps that the story is actually good. The script is fine, folks. I don't know what to tell you. Many people would say there are things that are objectively wrong with this movie. Objectivity doesn't exist and people are wrong. This movie is awesome. Through its crazy direction, performances, and editing, it makes you feel the epic impact that Elvis had on the world. The story here is operatic and theatrical in all the best ways. Every moment is big, but each moment works. It's one of the few movies I could think of that actually tells a whole person's life in a few hours successfully. Austin Butler kills at his Elvis. There wasn't a single moment that felt false or a caricature of the real person. And Tom Hanks, each portion of the film mixes together to create this witch's brew that somehow works. I don't know how, but it works. Also, how is a Doja Cat song in this movie and it's not cringe? Breakin' is a showcase for John Boyega as an actor. The rest of the cast is phenomenal too, but it really is the John Boyega show here, and he succeeds with flying colors. The script is pretty well written, and the direction is a little bit subdued, but it fits for what the film is going for, which is the intensity of a situation and the tragedy that got us there. Speaking of thrilling and heartbreaking, this film succeeds in showing an audience what non-judgmental, non-violent healing can look like. Great performances in writing aid in solidifying everyone's perspectives on the issues on display. And it deals with these traumatic events with respect and class. With this subject matter, you couldn't ask for anything better. But enough of men talking. I'm so sorry. I know this film is serious and it's really good. Please don't kill me for that pun. I'm so sorry.
He is my father too.
Wait, so does that make you my sister? Mantis. That's the greatest Christmas gift I could ever get.
That's the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
RRR has been praised RR relentlessly, deservingly so. It has the over-the-top action, it has the awesome dance numbers, and most surprisingly, it has the well-told story of two friends on the two different sides of conflict. This film works on a serious dramatic level, and that is worth praising more than anything. Cha Cha Real Smooth was another release that went under the radar this year. Super well written, hilarious, and you get invested in the characters right away. It's about a young 20-something with a charming and sarcastic personality, deciding what he wants to do with his life, and falls in love too quickly.
Wait, is this fucking play about us?
I won't talk much about Barbarian, because if you've been blessed with not getting this movie spoiled for you yet, you're in for a treat. All I'll say is this is one hell of a directorial re-debut, and it's one of the best structured, ever-changing, and thematically cohesive screenplays I've seen. Which is saying something, because we aren't even halfway through the list yet. That's how good these movies are. Pinocchio was great. Wait, no, not that one. The other one. No, the other one. There we go. Pinocchio and Geppetto are finally the three-dimensional, complex characters they've always had the potential of being. And the animation is so detailed and beautiful. Seeing this pure symbol of innocence go through all these dark and miserable situations and still come out of the other side full of joy and love is so heartwarming to see. Bullet Train is one hell of a ride. With all the characters, switching perspectives, and different reveals, it's a mystery of how this movie stays on the rails. But it did. It has the engaging characters and dialogue of a Guy Ritchie or Tarantino movie, and stellar performances that pull off the tone perfectly. The film moves at a high-speed pace, never letting you get bored. David Leitch's direction keeps the engine moving forward. Okay, I'll stop. All those no one remembers Avatar people must be fuming after Avatar: The Way of Water. James Cameron made us care about a space whale, that crazy motherfucker. Despite the dazzling VFX, amazing action scenes, and epic scale, the best thing about this film is how personal it feels. You really do get invested with the family. And the final battle isn't a world-ending war, but a personal fight between families, which honestly works better. Great stuff. I've said before how cute, hilarious, and emotional Marcel the Shell with Shoes On is. But I want to highlight what the creative team pulled off here. They made a mockumentary, stop-motion film about existentialism. Like, imagine you ask a film student, "Hey, what's your newest film about?" And they said to you straight up, "Oh, it's a stop-motion mockumentary about existentialism." You'd want to avoid that shit at all cost because of the quirky film student cringe written all over that statement. But Marcel pulled it off, and it's good. Any film that can make you cry at a Shell funeral and make you laugh hysterically the next moment is an A+ in my book. The Menu is such a successful takedown of critique, art, and artists that I can't talk about it at all. So here's a meme. Pearl is one of the best horror movies of the year, nailing its aesthetic with its color grading, editing, and direction. And its descent into madness that Pearl goes through is perfectly built up and paid off. But come on, I gotta talk about the star.
No, I'm a star! Please, I'm a star!
I'm sorry, it's too late.
Mia Goth is perfect in this film. It's the best performance of the year by far, and it's a shame that she got no awards recognition for it. The film stands on her 2 feet, and it's all the better for it. I was floored by it, and I'll be a Mia Goth fan for life. If there are no Mia Goth fans, then I'll be dead. I find it weird that many people say that the third act in this movie takes a nosedive, when I feel the exact opposite way. The third act makes the whole thing come full circle, taking the movie from a shallow observation of rich people are crazy and capitalism sucks to an in-depth critique on how economic systems and how we as humans interact with them. It's expertly crafted, written, and performed, and it's effective as fuck in making me want to throw up. Now for the top 10. When it comes to my favorites of the year, and just favorite films in general, I think about them as a complete package. The perfect cinematic cocktail, if you will. As Ben from Canada said about The Matrix,
it's one of those brilliant cinema cocktails where they discuss a lot about philosophy and the nature of reality and self-knowledge, and then it goes and you're like, hell yeah, bro.
I'll just do my best to explain how these films fit this criteria, starting with Top Gun Maverick, baby. Tom Cruise on top, let's go! While having some of the most satisfying action I've seen, it tells a story of passing the torch, about legacy, about pushing yourself to the impossible. It also has this.
Hang on! Sensational.
Same deal with The Northman. The story revolves around destiny, revenge, perspective, and empathy. It looks phenomenal. Robert Eggers directs the hell out of it. The production design and costumes are historically accurate and beautiful, and 2 dudes fight naked in a volcano. Do I have to explain more?
Something's in my ass.
The Batman is another perfect example of what I'm talking about. Its characters and story speak about vengeance, what it means to be a symbol, class, and learning to accept love and heal. Also, the whole car chase is the best scene ever and ended with me saying out loud, holy shit. The Fabelmans is another Spielberg banger, which isn't saying much because he has like 20 bangers, but this one was a standout. The exploration of Sammy's love of filmmaking and the tug and pull it has with his family is invigorating. It gives an entire picture of Sammy's adolescence and ends on a moment that is just, wow. That's why Spielberg's the GOAT. Entries like this are the reason lists suck, because this deserves to be so much higher. There were so many good movies, I'm so sorry, Jordan Peele. Like other films on this list, this is another perfect cinematic cocktail. It speaks on sensationalism, the film industry itself, and familial love, while also having some of the best horror moments and images of the year. Look at this. And an Akira slide? Nope. More like dope. I can't help it, I'm sorry. After Sun is heartbreaking. Some of the most creative and effective directing ideas are in this film, allowing the story to work on a multitude of levels, especially on a meta level, where you, the audience, and the character are feeling and doing the exact same thing. You are both watching a father and daughter's relationship to try to search for what it all meant. Believe the hype and take the time to take it all in. It's worth it. The Banshees of Inisherin is one of the best screenplays I've seen from this year. Excellent dark comedy and dry humor, layered characters, and some of the best use of subtext. The entire film can be seen as an allegory, but you have to fill in a lot of the gaps of what characters are feeling on your own, based on what characters' responses to certain things are. Hell, there's an entire scene that is the best example of not saying what you mean I've ever seen. Not to mention the beautiful cinematography, stunning vistas, career best performances, and underrated score. One hell of a package indeed. Damien Chazelle swung for the fences with this one, and for me, it worked 1000%. This is the type of huge, authorial vision we hardly get anymore, and it's a treat to watch. Despite the huge, chaotic, and broad nature of every aspect of this film, this felt like a personal exploration of an artist's relationship with film and the industry, and it's good, bad, and ugly. I absolutely loved it. I've talked about Glass Onion a lot already, but I'll add one more thing. Rian Johnson made the same movie twice in a row, and I didn't feel cheated. Bravo, Johnson, bravo. It's a cliche answer for my favorite film of 2022, but it's true. No film hit me on a more personal level than Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Its themes of self-worth, cynicism versus optimism, and love hit me on a personal level. Its blend of drama, humor, sci-fi, and action is mixed perfectly. The moments of revelation and emotional truth left me awestruck. It's the ultimate example of the cinematic cocktail, where one moment I'm crying over the reconciliation of a mother and her daughter, and another moment I'm watching an action scene revolving around a butt plug. And it's all amazing. It's one of my favorites of all time. It's impactful and inspiring to me as an artist and a human. Good luck to any other film this year to be as good as Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Damn, what is that, bro?